Well, hello, and welcome to Riffs on Riffs, where I am with a man who gets all of the chemicals going. It's the dopamine, it's the endorphins, it's the oxytocin.
Oh boy.
I feel like we're missing one, Tobe. What are we missing? It's
Mrs.
a big one.
Serotonin, possibly?
Is that her full name? Sarah Tonin?
That would be a very dope comic book character's name.
Serotonin.
Serotonin would be an awesome. Well, hey, Riffers, Riff Nation, we are here talking to you today about Amber Mark's song called Sweet Serotonin. Amber Mark just released an album recently. I want to say just less than a month ago.
October 10th, actually. So,
All
yeah.
right. So less than a month ago, called Pretty Idea, or Pretty Ideas, I should say. And I'm really digging it. I am really digging this album. And this song in particular, it's one that I'm going to enjoy talking about. So, Joe, here's the first question I think that should be asked, because here, one thing I'll say about Amber is that I talked to a couple other friends, and we're exchanging music back and forth, much like I do with you. And one thing comes up. It's like, yo, have you heard of this artist yet? And I would say like 7 out of 10 have sent me Amber Mark, a song by Amber Mark. Like, have you heard? Like, dude, I've been listening to her for years. And I want to say at least since 2018, I've really enjoyed a lot of her stuff, and I see that she has matured as a performer, as a musician, or as a lyricist. I mean, I'm digging her. I'm digging her a lot.
That's it. That's the episode.
Oh, that's it. We're done. All right. Well, shoot. Cheers.
Cheers.
Put your drinks up. Put your drinks up.
So it's interesting that you have been, as you say, digging her for years, because I think the first time I heard her was off her 2018 EP, which I'm going to butcher this because it's a Portuguese name, Conexião, something like that.
Connection.
Which means connection, right? Yeah.
Right.
I didn't know you spoke Portuguese. I'm learning
I know.
so much
I
about you, Tobe.
Alfred, my AI, taught me how to say it.
Beautiful. But there's a track off there called Love Me Right, which I've liked for a long time. And I think that's how she got on my radar with this new album, because, when I like a song, I'll follow an artist, and then you get the hits from Spotify or whatever. By the way, Tobe, are you still on Spotify?
I most definitely am for the
Okay.
moment. Yeah, thank you. Doing a little health check for me. I appreciate it.
So when this album popped in, I was like, ooh. And then this song, oof. I mean, talk about a song title that perfectly embodies how the song feels. And then you go watch the video and you're like, yep, there's all sorts of serotonin going on right now.
Well, I remember when her single came out, the first single from the album, which is called Let Me Love You. Now, that was the song that I remember playing it, and I played it again and again. And I would say on the 4th time I played it, that's when I sent it to you. Like, yo, check this out. Please check this out. And I remember when her album came out, I think I emailed you like, hey, happy Amber Mark release day. I mean, so we could both, talk about it, discuss the album. And I really enjoy the album. This song is a little bit, would you say it's a little bit, there are certain songs where she kind of like deviates off the path a little bit. But it's not, I don't know if you had I don't know. It just seemed like sometimes the styles that she exhibits are a little bit different from song to song. And I like that. It's just hard to keep her in a box. That's what I'm trying to say.
You can't put Baby in a corner. You can't put Amber in a box. That's it. Yeah. In fact, I was taking some notes. You mentioned Let Me Love You. I feel like that. She doesn't sound like Whitney at all vocally, but that song has kind of Whitney vibes. By the end of the night, I mean, if there's a more blatant interpolation of Summer Madness from Kool and the Gang, I mean, it's like right there. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's the same key. Cherry Reds is straight up country. I mean, if you had any other vocalist on that, she sounds country, so whatever. And then Pretty Idea, I think is very folk. Like, it's a beautiful song. And then this one is straight up just smooth, kind of a nod to Motown and Amy
Mhm.
Winehouse, and just, mm, just a song that puts you in your feels. So yeah, she's all over the place.
Mhm. All over the place, but still uniquely her. I
Hmm.
don't think that she gets and, like, so I watched her perform on the NPR, Tiny Desk, right? So and this was, like it was a different version because I think that all of the shutdown wasn't completely gone by the time that she recorded. So it
Oh,
was
gotcha.
NPR or yeah, it was Tiny Desk at home. She had all her so she had her whole, band there, and she had family members, kinda like friends, family all lined up, sitting down like it was the last dinner or last supper or
Sure.
whatnot,
Yeah, yeah.
all lined up, and they're saying and she really what was important about that was, 2 things really stuck out. One, that she sang usually artists will sing the songs that are really, really popular, and this is one of those times where she performed songs that were obviously popular, but these were songs that I was completely, uh, no clue about. Like,
Yeah, hadn't heard
I
him yet.
haven't heard the song. I haven't
Yeah.
heard that. There were like 3 or 4 other songs on that same album that I really was digging, and I'm like, "Man." So to me, that just I don't know, it just shows a couple of things, just like how, everybody's just got varying taste of stuff. Maybe it was she just wanted to be a little bit indulgent and just perform the songs that she thought, that she loves to do, or maybe she thought that everybody enjoyed a little bit more. I thought that was interesting, but she really has the other thing that it showed me is that she really does have vocal chops. I mean,
Ooh,
she
yeah.
can sing. She can sing. Do not let the good looks fool you and think this is just a pretty young woman who is coasting on her looks and not talent. Nope, nope. She absolutely brings it. Absolutely brings it. I love it.
So you, my friend, if you were a word, you would be multisyllabic, right? You'd have lots of syllables in if we had to describe Toby. It used to be back in the day they would call us Renaissance men. Now that's not cool anymore. So
No, now
people
we're just
call us
old.
now
Now
we're
we're
just
just old.
old. They use the term polymath now. But I think all of that is just to say tons of just different interests, different influences. And when you're going to make music with that kind of as your backdrop, I mean, this is a woman who spent time growing. I mean, I think her dad's Jamaican, her mom's German. She spent time growing up in Berlin, spent time in India, spent time in Miami, spent time in New York, like just kind of all over the place. So how do you not soak all of that up? And then good luck putting an album together where you're not going to draw from all those influences. And so I love the fact that she's like, I'm here for it. I'm going to embrace all of it. And yeah, it fits in a lane somewhere just because of her voice and all of
Mm.
that. But I, I I think it's fantastic that she's just exploring whatever kind of moves her at the time.
Yep, yep. If I totally agree. I think that there's another song on here that she does with John the Blind.
Yep.
It's an artist by the name of John the Blind, and the song is called Different Places. I was digging the song anyway. Very different from the rest of the album, in my opinion. Really, really different. And you're gonna, and listener, just as a precursor, you're gonna hear that a lot, right? Like, hey, this song on this album is really different from everything else on her album. Um, but man, the words on that. I hate when we're dancing in different places. Oh my God. I have never heard that concept before. Hey, girl, you're going out to dance. I'm going out to dance, but we're dancing in different places and we could be together. Does this mean that we're growing apart or like what is that all
Is
about?
that
Dude,
healthy? Is it not healthy?
it,
Is it
you're right. It's just a different way to look at it. And I enjoyed that. And it made me want to go back and listen to all of the other songs lyrically to kind of see if there's other gems in there that I'm just missing because I love the melody so much.
and did you find any?
Still looking, because unfortunately you told me about the video for Sweet Serotonin, and it's very hard for me to get past that. I mean, I had to turn the captions off because it was just in the way of it messed up the flow of the video,
Uh-huh.
if you know what
Yeah.
I'm trying to
I
say.
I know exactly what you're saying and I concur. So I do
It's
think
funny.
conceptually, like when she so I know you're a numbers guy, Toby.
Yeah.
You
I
love
am.
numbers.
I'm a
And
business guy.
and I
Yeah.
think well, but you love just numerology. Like, I
Oh, I
think you're
do. Oh, for
somebody
sure.
who and I learned on this last episode, that your dad is a numbers guy, an
Mhm.
engineer. So there's the through line there.
Look at that. I never put that together. That makes
Ah,
sense.
there you go. See,
There
they're
you go.
connecting dots for you.
Mhm.
So her first album, or was her second? I can't. It was 2017. It was called 3:33 a.m. And
Mhm.
so she said, "Hey, number 3 has been a huge whatever in my life. It keeps showing up. I think she was born in what 93, and
93.
then her mom was born in whatever. And so there's all these threes. First of all, I got two questions for you. When I say 3:30 a.m., what comes to mind, Toby?
Sleep. Right now. 3 3:30. Listen, it better be sleep or an emergency. Like, that's a test of friendship. That's a test of everything at 3:30. Somebody must be sick if I'm getting up at 3:30.
Do you keep
3:30
your phone?
a.m.
Would if a phone call came through, would it wake you up at 3:33?
Listen, my phone is infamously on do not disturb
Sure.
at night.
Yeah.
I think a person would have to call a number of times for it to
Okay.
eventually
It
start
would kick
vibrating.
over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I would pick it up. I mean, you know, yeah, I pick it up. Obviously, if you're calling me at 3:30, there's something
There's
obviously
something
that's
going
wrong.
on.
There's something going on.
If you were going to make an album and name it after a time of day, what time would you pick?
Hmm.
I'll give you time to think. I'll go first.
Okay.
So back in college, I don't know, it was some literary magazine. It was called Quarter After Eight. And so we were tasked with doing kind of putting together the whole design for the whole thing, right? And it's a literary magazine. It's very artsy. It's pretty cool. And that time is always stuck with me because Quarter After Eight, whether it's in the morning or whether it's at night, is like fraught with possibility. So maybe you're just kind of rolling into the morning, but you got the full day ahead of you. Maybe you're starting to think about getting into some evening shenanigans, whatever those might be, at 8:15 p.m. I don't know. And it's become one of my favorite times for
What
whatever
time?
reason.
What time is that again?
8:15, quarter after 8.
8:15. So, all right, to answer your question, I'll answer it in two ways. I guess for me personally, I love 2:14 a.m. because that was actually the time that I was born. Was
You know what time
2:14.
you were born?
Yeah, my mom does. My mom does, and she told me. She told me.
And I
Yeah.
say, I could you just popping out and you were like, I'm going to clock that 2:14. I'm going to
Yeah, I'm gonna
just,
clock it.
I'm
It's
going to
either
store that.
2:14 or 12:14. It's why I know there's a 2, a 1, and a 4 in there somewhere. So it's either 12:14 or 2:40. But
Or
something makes me think it's
2:41, whatever. Yeah.
No, it's definitely 14. I know that because I love my sevens. So 2 times 7 is 14. I know that that's right. So that's one thing. And then I would say that her naming the album, like that, other artists have done it too, but what they do with that I think is really cool. So mutual friend of the pod, my boy Brandon, aka Siege, he has an album called While You Were Sleeping. And it's because when he was recording the album, he could only record it while the kids were sleeping. And so each song has a different time, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And so we get to the song that we actually do together. I want to say it's either 7 or 8 a.m., something like that. And it's like, okay, we got to get the day going. So let's push. Let's push in it. And I thought that was just a really smart and ingenious way of just incorporating things in your life and making it incredibly personal and artistic at the same time. So I love that.
So let me ask you this then. When Shib was born, I know, I mean, he's a great kid, but I
Yeah.
guarantee you he was up in the middle of the night sometimes.
Yep.
And that you were tasked with getting your butt out of bed, getting him out of the crib,
Yeah.
comforting him.
Yep.
So Amber used to say she loves her some Bob Marley and some reggae because her mom used to sing her No Woman, No Cry.
Sure.
So I have a go-to song for Maya. What was your go-to song for Shiv to see if you could get him like settled down?
That's so funny that you mentioned that. That is so. I haven't thought about
But you know what it
this in
is,
a while.
don't you?
I do. It's a song I learned in school. Um, Man, I don't know if anybody it's such a kooky song, and I can't believe I remembered it, but I would just sing to him. I think it's called "Won't You Sit Down." So it's a Christian song. It's like, "Hey, won't you sit down? No, Lord, I can't sit down. I won't you sit down? No, Lord, I can't sit down. Won't you sit down? No, Lord, I can't sit down. I just got to heaven and I'm looking around. Who's that yonder dressed in red? Must be the children that Moses led. Who's the children dressed in white? Must be the kids from the Israelites. So won't you sit down, no Lord?" So I used to sing that to him every time. And
To put him to sleep?
to put
Because
him to
that's getting me
sleep.
fired up. I'm like, let's go.
Well, it was funny. There were some times where I used to sing to him, and there were other times where it's like, look, if you're up, you're up. It's going to be hard for me to get you back. I used to think strategically, DVR the NBA game, because my son was intelligently, strategically born during the middle of basketball season. So I could go to sleep on time and watch the tape of a game, and him sleep in my arms right here. And I'm being a good father and also keeping up with the NBA, because being a good dad and watching NBA is fantastic. That's what
It's called what we call winning right there.
Man.
That's some good choices.
Yeah.
Really good choices.
We had a good time. What was the song that you sang tonight?
Oh, I mean, you're going to love this because I know you're a huge Stevie Wonder fan. So it was Ray was right around the time when Nora came out with that just amazing album. So I'm not going to sit around and sing Nora, right? Because who can? But
except for Nora.
Except for Nora. But Maya loved Boogie on Reggae Woman.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah. And I'd get her, and I'm not going to sing it, but yeah. I'd either put it on or I would sing it to her, and she'd feel the groove. And she was like, okay, I got it now. And then,
again, that's not a song. That's not a song that's going to put someone to sleep. That's a song I'm like, okay, but I'm about to play that right now.
Yeah, but it's just got that, it's Stevie, right?
Yeah,
So
it's Stevie. It is what it is, for sure.
So she had good taste right out the womb.
Right out the womb, man. Right out the womb. I love that. What fantastic. What a great question. To answer, go back on your other questions. I feel like I wasn't fair. I need to be fair with this answer. What's my favorite time? It'd probably be happy hour. So, I mean, these what?
Sure. And it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Sometimes it starts a little early, around 4. So there's that. Yeah.
I mean, typically, not that I know my happy hour. It's 3 to 6, Toby.
3 to 6?
It starts at 3, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Now, I know that you're one to grab the laptop and go work places, as am I. Sometimes you just got to pony up somewhere at 3 o'clock, get a couple hours of work in. And what's wrong with doing said work with an adult beverage, a little bit of a snack? Now, just don't fire off any emails. That's my rule. Like, It's not like I'm sitting getting hammered at happy hour, but I'm just like, you know what? Even if I'm just having a glass of wine or something, we're not communicating with anybody else. We're just doing some other work. It's a golden rule, people.
It sounds like there was a story in there. It sounds like mistakes were made at
Thankfully,
one time.
no. But I think we've all heard the stories from others, whether there was substances involved or not. Sometimes just pause before you send the email.
Or schedule it to go out in the morning.
Yeah,
and then you get a chance to recant anything that you don't need to be said. Yeah, smart words. Good advice.
All right, so back to Amber. So she comes out in 2022 with this album, 3 Dimensions Deep. And it's very, you were talking about kind of going back and looking at some of her lyrics and stuff like that. I think she's really trying to get conceptual with that one. And she's got this whole space-time continuum theme, dimensions. It's not quite, who's that group that did Aquarius? The Fifth Dimension, was that it? I think it was, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you could be.
The Age of Aquarius, great song. But she was like, okay, these 3 dimensions, you kind of start with these internal insecurities, and then you kind of go down this path of self-discovery, and then you become self-aware, and there's all this celestial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that album is very different in how she's younger, she's exploring all this stuff, and I feel like this album is like, yeah, I'm just leaning into
Mhm.
kind of I've done the work to get to where I feel pretty good about myself, and now I want to go discover the world and discover love and all of these other things that are going to kind of round out. I've done the work internally. How do I share that externally with somebody special? Um,
Agreed. I mean, this from that album, you had Bliss, and there's another song called Foreign Things that I really enjoy as well. There's some really good stuff on that album. But I'll be fair, I want to be honest, and I would say, hey, even though I love those two songs off this album, I don't remember going through the rest of the album.
it's not.
I,
It's okay.
right,
It's just
right.
okay.
And that was my thing with her. It's like, man, I think she's dope. I think she's really good. But sometimes the dopeness of the artist doesn't always translate into what the music can be. And I thought that there was a reason why I wasn't jiving with it at first. I don't know, just you know, I don't know what it is, Joe, but for some reason I thought all the way up until we were researching for this episode, I thought that she was from London. I thought that she was like
She kind of has that
I
vibe, right?
I,
And
I
maybe
get
it's because she's got that global background. She just
yeah.
comes across as like she's born in Tennessee, which is crazy, right?
It is so crazy, dude. That's so crazy. But when you put all the different places and her musical inspirations and just like, oh my God, this, Miami, India, New York, born in Tennessee, and Germany. I mean, it's
Yeah.
such a crazy, just a crazy mix of styles. But I would say that I think she just did a really, really good job of making sure that this album is her all the way. It's just her. And if you watch from video to video, even though the sound is different, even though the style or
Yeah.
maybe the subgenre of whatever she's doing is different, it still seems like she carries it through the transition from song to song. I think it works. I think it really, really works. What song is it? Don't Remind Me with Anderson Paak
Mm-hmm.
going right into like my track, Let Me Love You. And it's like, whoo, that's just good. That's really, really good. Really, really good stuff.
So what she had talked about how early in her career she was, she's clearly talented. People want to work with her, and she would get really frustrated because people would say, "Oh, we're gonna see your vision," and then inevitably, it's people are kind of, pooping all over that vision and kind of. I think every artist runs into this where you're like, I have this very clear idea in my head of what I want to be and what I want to sound like and how I want to make my music. Then you bring other people in, and ideally, you're working with people who are not only seeing it, they're sharing that vision, they want to build on it, and it's fantastic. You're like, oh, this is amazing. We're creating something great.
Right.
When it doesn't work, people come in, they promise the moon and stars, and then you're just frustrated because you're like, no, this went here, this went left when I wanted to go right. This is not at all what I wanted. And so I'm wondering if this album, because she talked about how that's how she learned production. She just got so frustrated. She started GarageBand and then moved to, other like Logic and things like that. And was like, I'm just going to figure this out myself because it's the easiest path to get to that creation of the vision that I'm trying to do. So I'm curious if we go back to that Three Mentions Deep, if it was sort of listening to other voices. And this one, she's like, no, this is me. And I know it's going to kind of be, I wouldn't say all over the map, but it's going to deviate as far as styles and genres, but it's still very authentically who I am. Maybe this was kind of her first foray into achieving that vision that she's always seen for herself.
Well, it's either that or she's got one hell of a empathetic A&R person who really can bring it all out because I mean, she's always been an attractive woman. She's always been attractive. She's
Sure.
always good looking. Look, yeah, man, that's good. But it seems like with this, like that's turned up like a little bit, like a lot, because like she's like arrived, and but one thing I'll also say is that just because this album feels the way that it does, where it's just like it feels like it's authentically her, even though neither of us really know her all that
Sure.
well.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is that people do change over time, and that we have to give some allowance to that.
What? Wait, are you telling me that we are allowed to evolve and grow as humans?
Yeah, yes. And if you listen, listeners, if you don't think you have the ability to change, I want to say at this moment, at this time, uh, that I'm giving you the ability to change right now. You have my permission to change at this moment. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's something. I think she does have a sense of strength and individuality.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I bring that up, this young woman is quite bold because, years ago, one thing that really kind of stood out for me is that she actually remade a Sade song. Like, of all people to remake a song, this lady said, this, and she was young, obviously younger, but she was young. She couldn't have been. I don't think she was older than 21. I'm guessing, but for her to do a cover of a Sade song, "Stronger Than Pride," oh my God! And so they did the version. I think they sent it off to Sade to see if they could get her blessing. She said, "Yeah," with good reason. And here's the other thing, Joe. She didn't do it like, so, oh, I'm doing it in the style of Sade. No, she did it in the style of Amber. And I was like, oh, yes, mad respect, yo, mad
Yeah, yeah,
respect.
yeah, yeah.
That's fantastic. That's good stuff.
So Sade, the other cover that I just discovered today was Bill Withers, another icon. So if you're going to
Yeah.
cover Bill, right? And she did Lovely Day. So
Hmm,
I did, right. And I only got like, partway through the songs. I was kind of going through her catalog. And
sure.
I'm to go back and revisit because what is Lovely Day known for?
How long carries that note out at the end, right? A lovely
It's like, yeah, yeah.
day.
I'm just going to keep, no, that's it, Tob. You're just going to
Oh
stop.
yeah, that's it. Because I don't have the voice to do it like that. Every time I listen to that song, and they do that, I feel like I could fold a full basket of clothes in the time that Bill Withers is singing. Bill was incredible, dude. That was a man, right? He was a strong dude. Had some strong lungs.
Let me ask you this, Tom. When you watch movies,
Yeah.
and let's say it's like, I don't know, Mission Impossible, and Tom Hanks is like underwater and he's got to hold his breath for whatever. There's
Yeah,
the
I
one
hold
where
my
he's like,
breath too. Yeah,
do you
I
hold,
hold
right?
yeah,
Don't we
yeah,
all
sure
just
do.
hold our breath
Can
to see
I do
like,
this?
where's, can I do this?
Yeah. Listen.
Bill Withers?
No.
He'd be
I
like
can't.
one of those guys like in Hawaii who's just like
Right.
diving down to the bottom of the
Right.
ocean for like 7 minutes
Right.
to
Right.
whatever. Like,
Right.
Bill's a legend.
Yeah.
So,
A full stop. There's really no need to say anything
Bill
more.
starts a movie and he's like, I'm just going to start hold my breath now. And then 2.5
Hey.
hours later, he's like, that's it. You guys are all weak.
Incredible. Incredible. Yeah, I mean this we've done an episode on Bill. I mean,
Yeah.
so he is
I
the
love
dude.
Bill Withers.
You should. And
I
what's
wish
there
he
not
had
to
done
like?
more music, but I
Yeah.
also appreciate, kind of like Jim Brown. He went out like when he wanted to go out.
When he
made
wanted
his
to.
call. He was done. He's like, top of my game.
Yeah.
I'm out.
And you gotta respect that. Like, people have other desires that they want to do. They have other interests. I mean, if you're one of my favorite artists, it's not up to you to come out with so much music, so much of a catalog that I just, I'd rather you actually do that than to come out with music that I don't like. I'd rather you do that. There's certainly some artists out there I wish they would have come out with more stuff, like Amy Winehouse for sure.
Oh, I thought you were going to say artists that you were like, you should have quit while you were ahead.
Oh.
I was like, name some names, Tobe.
Oh, no. I was about to say, you got some names? Got some names for it? That would be amazing. That would be amazing. The artist I'm looking to come out with more stuff is, I would love to hear Jay-Z come out with another album. I would love to hear that. And he is.
What if it sucks?
It won't. It won't. And let me give you why I feel it won't suck. All right. I feel like Jay-Z is one of the better known or the best known MCs at his age that still can garner the attention of people. So what I'm saying is that if it I think he's at the point where he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't need the money. He can say whatever he wants. He doesn't need the claim. His album, what, 444? Um,
Oh, that's
was
interesting because we were talking about three,
we
three,
were talking
three,
about
four,
numbers.
four. Yeah, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Look at that.
Look at that.
Uh, I think that was a special album. I mean, that dude didn't have that concert. I mean, Jay-Z's not known for be a cat that dances or is
Right.
jumping up and all that. He's not going to do that during the performance. He didn't have any hype men, didn't have nothing. Just stood there on stage and just delivered. And even though cats might think that that's, oh, what is that? That's boring. No, that's a performance. That
Hmm.
is that is
It's
very
an
similar.
intentional choice.
It's an intentional choice. It's very similar to, someone like a poet just getting up and saying like, "Hey, I don't have any music behind me. I'm just going to deliver and I'm going to all this energy and the meaning and the thoughts that I have in my head right now, it's my job right now to make sure that I make you feel it. We're going
Yeah,
to do a connection right here." And I feel like Jay-Z actually has the ability to connect with people in that way. I know there's a whole bunch of hip hoppers my age, or
sure.
our age, that'll be looking forward to that. Just like they look for Nas when he comes out with another album.
What was it? I can't remember. Was it the Super Bowl where he did that sort of Last Supper thing? Where
I know you're
what
talking about. I'm
was
not
that? The
sure if it was.
Grammys? I can't
It
remember
could
what
have been
the.
when.
But
So
regardless, it was just like kind of the capper to the whole thing. It was like, yeah, that's what Jay-Z does. Basically shows up like Jesus and
so
pontificates.
so that was on. The song was called "God Did," right? And that was performed at the 65th Grammy
It was the
Awards.
Grammys.
Yep, and DJ Khaled was
Yep.
he was the artist. It's the funny thing is I just played that today while at the gym. Right after our last polo, I just like, you know what? Let me go back and something told me to go and listen to it because, like you said, it just kind of came through. You have all these other artists, big names, whatnot. I mean, it's the Grammys. Everybody's there. This dude came through and spit that verse, and it had been a while since you heard him
Yeah.
do
Same to what
anything.
you were saying, right? Like he could disappear for however long. When he shows back up, people are going to pay attention.
They're going to pay attention, man, and stole the show while sitting down
Yeah.
with a whole bunch of other of his peers right next to him. That's amazing, dude. I mean, come on.
Speaking of the Grammys, I know we've put this out there, but the Academy, if you're listening, Toby and I are still, it's on our bucket list. We're going to host the Grammys someday. So if you want to just get the jump on that and have us kind of get in pre-production right now, reach out to us. We're happy to kind of get the ball rolling. I don't know if we have to win a Grammy first before we host it
Look,
or what. I don't know how this
Joe,
works.
I think we're doing this wrong. I think we're doing it wrong.
Oh,
We're asking for the Grammys to, the people that are in charge of the show to get us there. I'm talking directly to Jay-Z. Mr. Carter,
there it
I,
is.
I
There
would
it is.
appreciate
Mhm.
you doing that. Because if you do, then Joe and I will create a song called Hove Did or Jay-Z Did, right? So we talking about our dreams coming true because Jay-Z, aka Jehovah, made it happen. Yeah. One thing I am speaking of like award shows, that's one thing I will say that unfortunately, Amber doesn't have a lot of accolades in that sense.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, yet. And I think I think that's so crucial. So crucial. We are living, in my opinion, right now. I don't know if it's because I can't say it's because I'm paying more attention now to new music, because because we're doing this show, we've always paid attention to music in general, but it just feels like we're in the midst of a musical renaissance right now. It
totally
feels like
agree.
that.
Totally agree. And I don't know. I would say the last time I kind of felt that way was, it's probably a good 10, 12 years ago. It was that 2011, 2012 to, those couple of years following that I was like, okay, there's some good pop music being made. And then I feel like we've been in a black hole for a while.
Hmm.
But I totally agree. Like, for whatever reason, pop music, there's so many artists right now that we've begun to talk about on this show that we're like, yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
I haven't watched the Grammys like sat down. I love the Grammys. It's like one of my favorites.
Mm.
But it's been so disappointing. You have to wade through so much nonsense to get to the good stuff. I feel like this year's show might be like must-watch television. I'm hoping that we're going to get to a point where the artists performing and all of that are so good that we're like, yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that. And I want to see that.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that too. I am not uh, a person that likes watching award shows. My wife loves to watch them. I hate them.
It's the only one. The Grammys the only one I watch. I don't think I've ever watched the Oscars.
I don't like watching any of them. I'll watch the recap the following day. It's just not something I enjoy doing. I like watching the performances, but again, it's like you said, it takes so long.
Ugh,
and you know, YouTube will have it the next day, potentially. I'm just going to watch that. And if it's something really, really amazing, then, you know, like the time where where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock or something.
Is that
like
amazing?
That.
Is that the word we're going to use?
No, it's amazing. Just
it's amazing. Like how did that happen?
Exactly. Just like how the Browns lost today. It's amazing for all the
That's
wrong
not amazing.
reasons.
That's expected.
That's normal.
What's amazing is how they manage somehow, after all of these years, to do it in brand new ways every time.
Yeah. Yep.
Every time.
You know what? And while we're on the subject, I've been itching to tell somebody.
Okay.
Can I talk friend to friend? Can we talk for a minute?
Yeah.
I want to talk about something that I do not like. Nope, that's a lie. I want to talk about something I hate. I hate this. All right, and I want you to just to riffers. We've been talking. We've been friends for a while, and I feel since we're friends, I feel like I can.
We've been vulnerable on this show before, so yeah. Lean in, buddy. Lean in. I got you.
Phone etiquette needs to be taught in adult, professional development courses. I think phone etiquette is horrible right now. I think it's at an all-time low. I've seen this just if I wish I was like a referee running around with like the yellow flag or the red flag that I could just throw at people, like flag on the play. Why would I throw a flag? I'm so glad that you asked. If you are talking to your phone like this in public, in public on speaker,
stop.
What are you doing?
Don't.
You're a sociopath. You don't care about anybody else. You only care about yourself. It's ridiculous. I don't care about, and it's even worse when they're calling customer service about an issue that they have. Like, dude, what are we doing? Stop it.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to push back a tiny bit.
Please.
I agree fundamentally. I think the only caveat, which I had not thought of, is the calling customer service. Look, if you're talking to your mom or your best friend or whatever, and you got your speakerphone turned up and you're blah, 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 you know, like annoying everybody around you with some nonsense conversation.
Sure.
Don't. That is a human party foul in life. Just all the flags.
Yeah,
you know,
do not.
I wish, and I don't mean this physically, but you know how the old days in the cartoons, they'd have the hook and they would just, get you off. Like, I feel like we should be able to metaphorically do that with humans.
Yeah.
Like, you are not behaving well right now. That's it. You're going to be escorted out of this public space. But this is the first time I've heard this idea of I'm calling Toby, when's the last time you called customer service for anything?
I called customer service yesterday. I called.
And did you? What was the wait time? Half hour, an hour?
It was crazy.
Hour and a half.
It was crazy. But you know what's even crazier, Joe? To have that conversation in public. That's what's crazier, dude. Sit in your. And here's another thing. I have a whole list. Here's the other thing that I don't like. You sitting in your car on a phone conversation and thinking that no one outside your car can hear what's being said inside the car.
Are the windows down?
No, they're just talking that loud. Stop it. You need hearing aids. What is going on? And there's nothing wrong with hearing aids.
Imagine how loud it is in the car.
Dude, it has to be literally deafening. If I could hear everything, I felt there's one lady was on the phone talking to somebody, and they're talking about a wedding and whatnot and just difficulties. I felt like knocking on her window and be like, look, she's the bride. Let her have whatever she wants. Listen, I know you want this to go well, but here's a fact. It's her thing. It's her day.
It's her thing.
It's
Let
her
her be
thing.
Broadzilla.
And it's like, you can roll the window. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you, but I just heard everything for the last 2 minutes that she's been talking. And I think you're being unfair.
Look, if it's that loud, I feel like you're obligated to weigh in at that point because they're basically begging for community input. Like,
and right. Oh, exactly. You want somebody to jump in. Like this is
you're
like
basically
open...
Jerry Springer right now. Like, please.
Right.
I want audience participation.
You want audience, but and it's like it'd be like walking through a park and you've got two young ladies that are doing doing double dutch, and they're just inviting anyone to jump in the double dutch. Like, this is not stop it. This is not an open conversation for everyone. This is crazy. You're a sociopath. You don't care about anybody. You are so rude. And the other thing that bothers me is like, well, people, well, look, not everybody's got money for $100 pair of Beats headphones so they have the conversation. Look, you don't need $100. I've been to Target plenty of times.
There's so many great brands.
$15 for JBL earbuds. I've got three earbuds, 3 sets of earbuds. Why? Because if I lose one, right, it's nothing. It is nothing to go buy another one. I feel like
it's a choice. It is definitely, there's something, and every time you use the word sociopath, I'm reminded of like it's Benedict Cumberbatch when he was doing the Sherlock series, and somebody called him a psychopath, and he's like, no, I'm not a psychopath, I'm a sociopath, right? I like, look, it is a choice. You are deliberately saying, I am so important that I'm going to go out in public.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to hear what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because everybody bow to me.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to. Now, here's the other thing is, I think the woman in her car would be surprised when you knocked on the window and was like, hey, let me offer it.
Right.
But if you're in the store walking around, I guarantee you, if you walked up to that person, they would be like, the hell are you doing? Listen to my conversation.
For sure. I mean, look, and actually, the next time I see someone do this and where they're arguing to someone, I'm going to record it all into my ChatGPT, which is on my phone. And then when they say like, well, hey, I didn't say that. Well, excuse me, ma'am, sir, respectfully, you did say that. It says right here on the transcript 2 minutes ago. I've been standing in the same damn line. I had nothing else to do. I can send this transcription to you so you can hear exactly what you said. I do think at this time I kind of want to lean toward his point of view. Sure. I think he's right. Yeah. I think he's right. I think that the toilet paper should be over and not under. That's what I think.
With that, by the way.
Yes.
That's come on.
You're a sociopath. What are we doing? This is ridiculous. The next time that it happens, I'm trying to think of things that I could do in a passive aggressive way, because you don't know people nowadays. You don't know people.
It's true. It is
you don't
true.
know. So I just want, the only thing I want to do is do something in a passive aggressive way to let them know that I might be annoyed, but I'm not going to say anything to them. So I'm trying to think of like activities or actions that I could do. And I'm thinking like, if I'm out with a family, like we should practice now of doing like,
do a dry run.
No, do some dry run, some role playing, right? So make sure we get it right. Because when it happens, we got to be like on top of it.
You got to be on.
You got to be on. And I'm going to sit my phone down and turn to a Spotify song. And you know what? I know what Spotify song I'm thinking about. We're gonna play Michael Jackson's Thriller, and we're gonna dance like it's a flash mob dance. So in the middle of someone ordering some DoorDash that will be delivered in an hour, we're doing this. Oh my God, that would be so fantastic. And I know that we can all. And here's the funny thing, Joe. I bet when we start doing it, I bet that there'll be other people that would join in.
Store. It will be a flash mob. They'd be like, hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Whoever has just held me hostage. Because it always happens in the checkout line. Like,
yes.
they're behind you and you don't want to lose your spot. Look, if it's happening that aisle over, you're like, fine, I'll just walk to a different spot. But you're in checkout, and
Yeah, you can't do. What can you do?
what are you going to do?
What are you really gonna do? What, I, eyes forward. You're trying to get through this. Eyes forward. The only other song that I think could work possibly in this situation is uh the song that they did on Ferris Bueller, right? Twist and Shout by the by the Isley
Isley
Brothers. Because it doesn't require any. It doesn't require hardly anything. Everybody's going to do the same thing. Everybody's going to be twisting in the line, and I'm hoping that this guy gets so annoyed on the phone. He's like, you know what? I got to let you
hear
go.
you.
I can't hear you. This is ridiculous. This is insane. Or look, it's like, you know what? I think I want to twist and shout. That's better than arguing with you, customer service person. I'm just going to start twisting and shouting and calling it a day.
Yeah. I feel like we've solved a lot of problems.
Dude,
here,
sociopaths. Sociopaths. Crazy.
I feel like this is a good segue into, look, the holidays are coming up.
Yeah.
I'm going to bust some other myths here, Toby.
Please.
Here in the States, we do Thanksgiving. We're going to have, Christmas or other holidays, depending on your spiritual background.
Yeah.
But oftentimes there's turkey involved.
Here's turkey.
What do we think?
Or ham.
Or ham, sure. Yeah. But what is, people always talk about tryptophan and how, have you heard this? Right? Like you have the tryptophan in the turkey and it makes you fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here to tell you, this is, we're gonna segue into Mythbusters right here.
Please.
It's a bold-faced lie, Toby.
Is it? Is it?
There's no more tryptophan in turkey than anything else.
But could it be that the said portions ate on
you
said
ate too much, you had red wine, you were anxious because you're around the family, you want to ignore them anyway, you want to watch the football game, find me a spot on the couch, and I'm going to go to sleep. It has nothing to do with tryptophan. It's ignore the fam. That's what you're trying to do right there.
That's a drug too.
It is a drug.
That's a drug too.
It's a powerful, powerful drug.
That's so funny. That's so interesting. I also think that with all the preparation and the stress that comes with holidays, kind of makes you feel like going to sleep.
Yes.
Anyway, because you're tired, you're exhausted, all the overworking that you've been doing over the last couple of weeks, so you can hit that fourth quarter goal or whatever. I think that'll all make you want to go night, Steph Curry style, if you get the opportunity,
It's true. That's it. Yeah. So we're going to circle back to Amber here because she's this song, Sweet Serotonin. And I think what's interesting is when we think about, and even some of the lyrics in this song, not to be super geeky on this, but they seem more dopamine. Because if we think about what dopamine is, it's that like excitement for new love. It's that sort of like, ooh, I tried something new. I discovered something new. I'm listening to like some great music that's like really jazzing me up, right? That's that immediate hit. And serotonin is more of like this sort of calming, long-term happiness vibe.
Totally not what this video and this song are about.
I don't know. This video makes me real happy, Tob.
There's a reason. Happy, yeah. It makes me kinetic, but I'm just saying that's not something that's going to like smooth things out. Yeah, I totally agree. I that caught me off a little bit too. Caught me off guard a little bit, but I dig the song.
I wonder if what she's saying is like, I don't want this to be that initial rush. I want this to be a long-term thing. Like, yeah, I'm feeling you right now, but what I want is for this to evolve into a relationship that kind of brings me that warm, long-term, calming, happiness, fuzzy vibes.
Well, I'm trying to get into the mind of the writer. All right, so let me say this. If you look at the song, the first set of lyrics, the first verse, I'll say this really clear now. Yeah, I want you, babe. I'll wait a whole damn year now to get on top of it. Yeah. You got me weak in the knees. He pleases me. Sugar, honey, service. So in that case,
it's a slow roll.
It's a slow roll, right? Slow roll. And
I'm in it to win it. Long term.
And now, yeah. So there's that. I agree. I think it could have been dopamine, but dopamine doesn't really don't sound the same as
It's not as
serotonin.
fun. Yeah,
No.
no. Serotonin's a way better word. And
Agreed.
given how she's been intentional about her lyrical choices, I'm almost positive that she's been intentional about this
There's a
one too.
story behind it.
There's a story.
For damn sure.
So the other cool thing is that she's touring with, or I don't know if she still is, but she's touring with Sabrina.
Really?
Yeah. So apparently they've been friends for a few years, and then Sabrina called and was like, "Hey, why don't you come open for me?"
Holy
And
crap.
it's not a hard, like, if you look at some of the writers on this album, she's got
Sure.
Julian Bonetta, who, you know, wrote for Teddy Swims, co-wrote Lose Control, co-wrote Espresso and a bunch of Sabrina stuff. If you want to go back a ways, you know, to One Direction, Story of My Life, great song. So, you know, he's been working on those tracks. And then you mentioned, I forget what his, you know, stage thing is, but John Ryan.
Oh, John the Blind?
John the Blind, right? He also wrote a ton of stuff for Sabrina, including on her new album. Actually, co-wrote for Olivia Dean on that "So Easy to Fall in Love" track. So she's surrounded herself with these writers, these co-writers that I think are finally, you know, we talked about earlier her trying to achieve her vision of her own kind of what she has, and I think she's finally found the people that kind of bring that to life. And I have to think that part of that is how that connection to Sabrina happened, you know, all those years ago, and they've been mutual fans and whatever. So, but can you imagine that show?
Dude.
I mean, I'd just go to see Amber and then stay for Sabrina, right?
Listen, dopamine overload. You don't even have to eat before you get there, but you're going to eat a whole lot of experience just being there.
Be like Pac-Man, just waka waka.
Dude, yeah. After you ate the big pellet. Exactly.
Yeah. Just power up, baby.
Powered up. You know, yeah, that's a fantastic combination. I tell you what would be awesome, because I would say, you know, I have not listened to Sabrina's new album. I have not. There's been a lot of new stuff. I just haven't listened to it. It seemed like she was going in a direction that I just wasn't totally cool with, but at the same time, I haven't given it a shot, for just being honest. Been busy with stuff I got going on. But I will, now I'm very interested to listen to Sabrina's album, because typically what they do with a lot of these artists that go on tour together, they'll team up on a track. Like there'll be one track they'll team up, and like, that would be cool to watch them team up on something.
That would be amazing.
I mean, you got Sabrina that's doing, I mean, she did like a Dolly Parton cover, didn't she? I want to say, or she did a cover from a pretty popular, well, she did a video or song with Dolly. I know she did a song with, so she did a song with Dolly. And then you have on the other side, you have a woman that did a cover of Sade. Dude, that's a crazy combination. All right.
There's a lot of icons that you just mentioned.
Dude.
Right there. Yeah.
I mean, it makes, literally, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm gonna see if I can get some tickets. Hold on. Let me see if we can find tickets.
I'll come up to Detroit. You just let me know.
I will let you know. And we will be in the audience screaming like some 8th graders. 8th graders who realize they have a half day of school and they get to end the day with recess. Oh, you will definitely hear us squealing. Yeah, that's powerful. That's dope.
That's good stuff. All right. I think that's it, Tobe. Let's
I got one more question.
Oh.
I got one more question.
I mean, I'm here all night. So.
All right. So I'm speaking from we're going to enter something, another term into the lexicon of Riff Nation. All right. And you know what it reminds me? It reminds me of a Seinfeld episode where Elaine was talking about dudes that she was dating. And there was a method of contraception that was outlawed at the time, or not outlawed, but they just like did away with it. I think it was called the sponge. I'm sure you've heard of the sponge, right?
Yes,
and so she would say to Jerry, like, "Hey," and Jerry would ask, like, "Hey, how was the date?" It's like, the date was all right, but you know, he wasn't sponge worthy, right? Because she said, like, she only has so much. All right, so why am I saying this?
Yeah, where is this going, Tobe?
Yeah.
This is a family show.
Yeah, it's a family show, but contraception is information everybody
family
needs to know.
planning,
family,
right?
Perfect. All right. Is this album vinyl worthy.
Yes.
All right. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I think
And I made that decision today
did
because
you?
I did because, you know, we talked about that Olivia Dean album being vinyl worthy, right?
Agreed.
I went back start to finish and let this roll while the Browns fiasco was going on the screen. It was discordant, mind you, but
Mm,
you know, because my ears were very happy and my
sure.
eyes were bleeding. But
Sure.
yeah, that's what I was like. There's some gems on here, and even the ones that are like don't move me, I bet after a few listens, I could get behind. And nothing is like that song is like meh. I want to skip it.
Agreed.
And so there's at least 5 on the album, which is kind of my barometer for, yeah, that's vinyl worthy. I'm not gonna skip it. I just want to roll it, flip it over to the other, like in the old days. Yeah, the other thing that makes it vinyl worthy, Toby, is you know there's going to be bigger pictures.
That is on vinyl.
Maybe there's an insert of some kind,
Man,
right?
listen. I agree. Absolutely vinyl worthy for all of the reasons that you just mentioned. And I think obviously I think Olivia Dean is that way as well. Her album.
Yeah.
And that's my barometer as well. I think you're right. I think 5 songs is a good number. Like, you know, that's good. And if it's and that's really like an EP. If you have more than that on the album and you've got at least 2 or 3 songs that are not in that 5, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to skip past it. Man, that's great. We're good. We're good. We're fine. You know, so, well, with all that being said, you know, we mentioned that vinyl worthy category because, like you said, the holidays are coming. And I know both myself and Joe have not been naughty this year. We have been nice. We put
Is this who are it's Santa? Are you listening?
Are you listening? Look, a friend of, like look, Virginia's a good friend of mine. I wanted to know if you got her letter and we upgraded our ways of communication, she might be able to listen to this podcast and help you boys out. Well, regardless, Riff Nation, it is we have to part ways now, but we certainly have enjoyed talking to you about Amber Mark and this song and all the things involved with her career. We certainly enjoyed it. And we enjoy you listening to it. I want to tell you like where you can catch us, right? I think that's really important so that if you like this conversation, look, this is how Joe and I talk, you know, all day, every day. And this is the reason why we love doing what we do. You can go to riffsonriffs.com.
New website coming soon, by the way.
New website coming soon. You can also go to Riffs on Riffs on Instagram. Riffs is spelled RIFFS on Riffs. Okay. And
how do you spell that second word?
the same way I spelled the first. All right. So
Okay.
it's not like the group Tony, where they spell it different ways for each one. We made it simple.
Just keep it simple.
It got confusing. Yeah, we're not going to do that.
A lot.
And you can also check us out on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can also check us out there. So if you're listening to this on Spotify and you're like, man, I want to see Toby, and more importantly, I want to see Joe.
Nobody
right?
wants
If you
to
want,
see Joe.
if you want that thing, then come on to YouTube. And that's Riffs on Riffs as well. And we're uploading a bunch of content there too. Hope you guys enjoy it. Appreciate you. Joe, you got anything to tell the people?
I think that's good. Stay tuned for other exciting ways that you can engage with Toby and I. We're both writing books. Obviously, we are professional men as well, and we do some all the things in that world. You know, we'll throw some links on some of our socials for that, so you can engage with us in that capacity. And we're hoping in 2026 to see you at a town right around, actually in your town, with some exciting content. So stay tuned. Oh, also, not enough people have weighed in on what they want our holiday song to be. So we need some more feedback. I will say the last thing is give us some stars, give us a review, tell us what you really think when you listen to the show, recommend it to a friend. All of that feedback not only helps us, it helps the world find us. So if you truly enjoy it, then help other people enjoy it too.
Awesome. And with that, we say peace. Keep listening. Huzzah.